Alright, let's start. It's 11. Are you ready? No, not, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You can sit over here if need to. Okay, question on the homework. On the homework, there's a missing value of viscosity of gas phase. You got that email? Yes? Alright. Any difficulty on the homework? Okay, do you know when is Arya office out? No? No? Who is Arya? Okay. Arya is a TA and his office hours is it Friday sometime? Or Wednesday? I think I changed it to Wednesday. I will have him email everyone again for the office hours, okay? What time do you want? Wednesday is good? No? Today? When do you want? After class? After class will be better? Okay. Is there any class after this class? Who have class after this class? Okay. And after that, when is your class end?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay. So 1 to 4 p.m. you cover everyone? Today. Yeah, Arya, help you read the homework. Okay, you get started. Good? 1 to 4? I'll tell you. Okay. 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Alright, last time we talked about storage tank. Okay. And we go over this picture, right? And we talk about the number of tanks, how many trucks we need, and if we have a certain number of trucks, we should use the black unit instead. We talk about that, right? One truck do 120, 140 barrel. This is a schematic of it. We talk many things. Deep hatch and what's that? Deep hatch? Another model of deep hatch. Okay, both of them are deep hatch. Did we go over this quickly at the end, right? So we have deep itself. We have this color cut to find the liquid level. And last week, Doug told me, Doug class, where are you? You're not here? Okay. We don't actually do this every day. How often we do it? Once a month? Just to check, okay? Once a month. And at the bottom, probably we may have some, maybe the company that we work at do once a month, okay? We have this hydrometer, we have water, oil. We dip it in. That's how we use it. When we dip it in, we read the level. Okay. If the level stay over here, then we get API gravity. Okay. That's how we use the hydrometer. So in a quiz, if we ask about hydrometer, anyone look at the quiz yet? Don't look at it. Okay. Don't look at it. If we ask about what equipment that can be used to measure the density, you say this, okay? Color card, do what? Get the interface. You got that? Alright. Tank gauging. This is a tank gauging table. With this table, we put gauging tape in, then we find out. This is a depth of fluid. We add everything together. For example, if we get 11 feet, 3.5 inch. So it's 11 feet plus 3 inch plus half inch. Then we go back to the table. 11 feet. Okay, this 11 feet. That is how much per barrel. Okay, provided that we know the size of the tank. So this is the size of the tank. What else? 3 inch. So we go to 3 inch. 3 inch. So we know the size of the tank, then we can know the amount of barrel in the tank. And we have half inch, we add those things together. The trick is, we need to know if it is 8 feet tank or 15 and a half tank. Good? No difficulty here, right? Okay, let's take a look at something important. I think this is kind of important. In the exam, I can just ask you just one question, but I think it's important enough. Okay, you ready for this? Okay, this is from National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. We have suspected inhalation fatality involving worker during manual tank gauging, sampling, pre-transfer operation on oil and gas well site. 2010 to 2014. Okay, we have 9 fatalities, 9 workers, 6 occurred in 2014, 1 in 13, 1 in 12, and 1 in 2010. And we actually have more data. Okay, 3 of them is in North Dakota, who has North Dakota project on the senior design. Okay, so this is kind of relevant, right? Okay, 3 in Colorado, 1 in Texas, 1 in Oklahoma, and 1 in Montana. Okay, all of the fatalities occur at crude oil production tank. 4 of the fatalities occur during tank gauging. 5 additional fatalities occur during sampling by pumper or trucker. Who haven't signed the triumph sheet yet? Everyone signed the sign-up sheet? Okay, 2 of them here. After this, please call Maya, tell him to stay from 1 to 4 p.m., okay? Alright. 9 of the fatalities occur among employees who were working alone. So if you don't want to die, don't work alone, okay? Working alone or not being observed. In at least one case, the victim had sought medical evaluation of health effects, dizziness, disorientation, etc. experienced during gauging activity. Okay, tank gauging is not that fun. Alright, let's take a look at a specific case. 20 years old male flow tester were found unresponsive on a well pad site and later determined to have died at this well site. The victim was expected to gauge a crude oil tank. The victim was discovered in the early morning, face down. Early morning. When did it happen? Maybe during the night time when we work alone. Okay. In the upper hatch of the crude oil storage tank. The well pad was not known to have risk for exposure to H2S in the area, nor had H2S been detected in the past at this site. What does it mean to you? H2S, maybe not that bad. Is it bad? It is bad. But even if you don't have H2S, people can still die. Okay? It doesn't need to be H2S that kill him. These days, what rule work related by OSHA, the medical examiner reported the cause of death included cardiac arrhythmia with cardiac hypertrophy, coronary artery hypogenesis, obesity, exposure to petroleum hydrocarbon vapor. Okay, look at this one. Petroleum hydrocarbon vapor doesn't need to be H2S. Okay, when it is not air, not oxygen, we inhale it, that's cause a serious problem. Alright. So the question that I have from that website asks me this. Is it impractical for workers to always wear respirator when performing these dangerous tasks? Can I help spread the word that checking oil tank hatches has too far often been proving to be deadly? Do you have idea for solution to this particular hazard? Who has the idea? No extra oil or anything. Who has the idea? Mr. Lee, would you like to give me some idea? At least maybe don't work alone, but have someone like try to catch you and give you to the hospital, okay? idea to prevent this to happen again in the future? Should they have a respirator? One kind of respirator doesn't work for all, right? They have a specific type and they have to do a certain test. Okay. So maybe it's not that impractical. So that was in 2015. Okay, reported in 2015, and this is a detail of those cases. Question on this: how people die? You have any question about this? Okay. All right. I think maybe that doesn't happen again. And then I just look at this morning. So this is a new slide. That is up to 2014, right? This is report on 2018. On 15 and 16, we still have 4 cases in 15 and 4 more cases in 16 in this report. So what happened is, okay, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Texas, they have H2S, H2S, HGV, hydrocarbon gas vapor. Okay, so sometimes they inhale HGV, hydrocarbon gas vapor. Possible exposure have a cardiac event. Okay, this is in Texas. Explosion of fire. Many of them do fluid transfer. Okay, tank gauging or sampling. Hot work and welding. Undetermined. At open tank hatch. Okay, so it could be dangerous. Be careful with that. When we open the deep hatch, we stay what? Upwind or downwind? Who want to stay downwind? I hear somewhere. Upwind, right? Upwind. If you stay downwind, you die. Okay? Stay upwind. Good? Alright, so another case about people get injured, okay? And they have airlifted to Lubbock. A frac crew had been working north of the location for several days. Well, at nearby location was shut in to help build up pressure. 8 a.m. October 17, 2017, Mr. White was sent to the wellhead to open a valve and release the pressure. In the process, an explosion occurred. Our crew witnessed the gas explosion with no fire. Mr. White was airlifted to UMC Level 1 Trauma Center. So it is over there. And we are here. Okay? So that's just open a valve. Okay? That's just open a valve. So be careful with doing that. This is just to let you know that accident can happen. We need
But something failed. It wasn't opening the valve that hurt it. Something failed to cause the...
It's something failed that caused that. Okay? Yes, it's open a broken valve. Could have this, right? If the valve works properly, everything works properly, no problem. All right. Let's talk more on the pressure relief method. Any question about the safety related part? Yes, please add more comment.
Yeah, if you could go back to your newest slide, put in here. Look how many of those involve a produced water tank, not necessarily a crude oil tank. Water still has gas vapors in it, and they could be H2S gas vapors. So just because you're working with water doesn't necessarily mean that that's also any kind of large volume of gas discharge, even if the gas isn't toxic, can displace oxygen. So you can be in an area that's starved for oxygen, even though the gas isn't toxic, it just takes away the oxygen. The large release all of a sudden in a confined area. Confined space entry is something like, when you start talking about tanks, not going in there unless you're qualified, trained, there's crews that know how to do that. You don't go into the tank by yourself, and especially without training. So not everything has to be H2S related to be a danger when you're handling those fluids.
Okay, thank you. So this opening, don't just go inside, okay? And when it is water tank, it's not that safe, even if it's water tank, produce water. All right. Be careful when you're actually working, okay? Another valve, this is another type to relieve the pressure from the, in addition to deep hatch, we can put it at the end of the line. Okay, this is, the brand is another valve or end of line pressure vacuum vent. It helps to release the gas, okay? Open when the system has enough pressure or vacuum exceed the set point. So it can let gas, it can let air inside or it can release gas out. So when you see this, they put it at the end of the line. We try to not use that, even though we have that. We move most of the gas to vapor recovery unit. Okay. This is a set point. They can set pressure of 16 ounce is open, or it have vacuum of 0.4 ounce. Then it let air come inside to not have the tank inflow. This is a working mechanism. So gas from outside can go in this way, and gas from inside coming out. Okay. Another type of pressure relief mechanism is inline vent valve. Okay. They just put it in the line. You cannot really see it. It looks like fitting, but it's actually inline vent valve. So this kind of inline vent valve, it have a pressure from the tank, push against the spring, then it can move on. So this can be before the vapor recovery unit. Okay, the detail on the set point, read it. Okay, good. And this is emergency pressure relief vent for a big tank. Okay, it's bigger than deep hatch. It can open all the way up, okay, or suck some air in. Go the same way, and it has different set point for bigger tank. Why do we need all these relief valve, vent valve? We don't want to have Pedro. We don't want to have what? What's your name, Pedro?
Yeah.
Behind you. Good. Jose, how are you doing, sir? Why do we need the relief vent? Relieve pressure. If you don't relieve pressure, what happens? What? It builds up and the tank will fail. Okay. If the tank fails, where do you want it to fail? On the roof or at the bottom? We have the tank. If it's like explode or something, when it fails, where do you want it to leak or bust first? On the top?
Yeah.
Or at the bottom? Why do we want it to fail at the top? So if it fail on the bottom, what will come out? Oil, and the oil will be everywhere, okay? That's why we don't want it to fail at the bottom. We will talk about it on that slide. Okay, let's talk about pressure setting, and I think we'll be done with the tank, okay? Tank vent valve should be set at a lower pressure than deep hatch. Okay, vent valve set at lower pressure than deep hatch, so that it go to VRU first. Gas go to VRU before it go to the atmosphere. You don't want gas to just go to the atmosphere, right? You want gas to go to VRU first. The way they do that is vent valve that go to VRU, maybe set just 2 ounces. Okay. The gas that go to VRU. Gas that go to and deep hatch, we may set at high pressure. Alright. One thing to point out is this vent valve, when it open, it doesn't like close or open. It can open 50%. Okay, it doesn't need to be 100%. Vent valve, Series 800, 900 tank, vent valve start relief at 50% of the test pressure of the set pressure. Okay. Some models start to relieve at 90% of the set pressure. What does it mean? It opens over a range of pressure. You got that? And if we have two equipment and those range overlap, not good, okay? Those range should not overlap. That's a key message here. Alright? Okay, this is a tip hatch. Tip hatch open at 90%. Okay, this is an example of the set point. All the tank have about 16 ounce. Okay, when we design the pressure to relieve. Okay, first example, this one talk about the case where the set point are too close together. Okay, too close set point, bad design. So this one, I have 2 ounce for VRU. Okay, 2 ounce is needed for VRU. We have a deep hatch open at 65%, and we set it at very close pressure value, 4 ounce and 2.6 ounce. So what happened is, when it starts to open, both of them kind of compete each other. Okay, it compete against each other. That's not good. If we have VRU open, when VRU open but not all the way open, this has start to open too. So this means we lose the gas to the atmosphere instead of selling it. Okay, when the set point are too close, we have a problem. Too close means 4 ounce at the set point, but it start to open at 2 ounce of pressure. Okay, and we have deep hatch set point at 4 ounce, and it start to open at 2.6. So it open partially, both of them at the same time. A better thing to do is set a higher pressure rating for deep hatch, 6 ounce. So when I set at 6 ounce, it starts to open at 3.9 ounce. Okay, it starts to open at 3.9 ounce. And on the vent valve, I may set at, I may use 5 ounce vent valve, which will start to open at 2.5. Okay. This 6 ounce that start to open at 3 ounce. So this way is not too close, and it's not quite going to open at the same pressure. Question on this. Key message here is have the set point somewhat far apart. Okay, just that. Good? Alright, I don't expect you to know that this model will open at this percentage and that model open at this percentage. No, that's not the question that I should ask. But you should know that it can open before the set point. Okay, it can open before the set point. That's what you should know. Alright, I have a note here. If VRU or combustor is far away, we may have some pressure drop in it. Okay, so we may have to set it a little bit more pressure. When the gas flow is have some pressure drop, so we may need more than 4 ounce. Okay, or we may need more than 2 ounce for VRU or combustor. Alright. When we really do this kind of setting of the pressure, I recommend to consult with the manufacturer on the beginning of the opening. Okay? It's not just on off, it can partially open. And if both of them actually open, it's create a problem. No more question? Okay, this part is just for your reference. Okay, size of the tank. I just don't have price. Okay, it tells the vacuum pressure rating and vacuum rating, half inch for vacuum and 16 ounce for 16 ounce for pressure. Surface area, flash point, all those things. Okay, this is what we talked about earlier. If we have the tank and that tank happened to fail, we want it to fail from the top first. So to have that kind of mechanism that the top fail first, that we have to have what we call frangible deck, okay, or for deflagration venting, okay. We have internal explosion, so the top that fell first, or internal fire is deflagration, that is internal fire. What we need to accommodate with that fire is frangible roof. Okay, that's the keyword that you put in your quiz, if any. Okay, frangible roof is needed so that the top fell first. If the bottom part fell first, all you come out together with the fire, and it will fire everywhere. Bad. Okay, not good. All right. This part is calculation, like more in-depth calculation for the emergency venting. We skip in this class, and next semester let's use it for grad student. Okay. Venting requirement, we skip that. Emergency venting requirement, you use this for your design. Okay. And more calculation about the venting requirement, we skip that. This is schematic of the gun barrel. Okay. Last type of tank, gun barrel. Gun barrel is very tall tank. Okay. It has a spreader plate. In the field trip, I may explain it wrong, so let's clarify it. Mixture of mostly water with a little bit of oil going down here, and it go up, and it hit the plate, and it coming out. So that is spreader plate to spread it everywhere. Okay, because gun barrel have big volume, it have a lot of settling time, allow a good separation. Good? Alright. And this is a schematic of gun barrel. Top view, side view detail. And the description when we have it or when we buy it. So this one is 1,000 barrel. So this is just for you to see how do they do it when they specify it. Gun barrel together with the tank, with the stairway going up, that's drawing. Okay. How much should be the gap between this tank? Okay. How much? 4 feet. Okay. We should have some gap between those tanks. Not too far away. If we have it too far away, we need a longer pipe, but if it's too close, we cannot work around that or put a pipe between it. At least it's about 4 feet. EPA SPCC plan. SPCC is Prevention Control and Countermeasure. Information is on those websites, which is for you to read and put in the term project. How about that? Okay. Put some information from that in the term project. Why do we need SPCC? What is SPCC? Okay. That's it. Everyone have the quiz? Let's do the quiz. Okay. The quiz is, let's give you about 6 minutes. Okay. 1 minute for write your name, and another 5 minutes to do it. We end at 11:35. This close book, close note, close all doors, laptop, please. Close the laptop. Close the laptop. Or I give you F, okay? F for real. Come on.
Close the laptop. Close the laptop. At least for the time that you work. Mark it. Close the laptop.
Give her a.
Okay.
Give her a.
5 minutes left. Make sure you write your name. Your name is 9 points. Okay. Don't use any calculator. Okay. No calculator, just put your number in that. You have about 3 more minutes. Okay. Who haven't finished yet? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, keep on doing. Keep on doing. Are you done? Don't cheat, okay? Don't try to copy your friend. He or she may not be even correct. "45 seconds left.
Just
20 seconds left. 15. At least write your name. I promise I give you 9. Okay. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.